Just over there behind me is my favorite bread. It's called protein bread and it only has 12 grams of carbs per 100 grams. So it will not spike your blood sugar too much. Plus this bread has 7 grams of fiber, so there is only 5 grams of net carbs, and it gets even better. Only 1 gram of these carbs comes from sugar. And I absolutely love it because I know this kind of bread not only spikes my blood sugar very little, but also very slowly. How do I know this? Well, it will have a low glycemic index because it is filled with protein and fiber, but it also has low glycemic load because of its low total carbohydrates content. When I buy bread or any other food, to be quite honest, I always want low total carbohydrate content, I want high fiber content, and I want zero or very low sugar content. Don't fall for the name of the bread or a healthy looking label. Always look at the numbers, which are usually on the back side. When I look at the most common bread that most people buy, I saw that white bread had 49 carbs and dark bread had 45 carbs. Stay away from that. And stay away from all those sweet breads, croissants and donuts too. If you ever eat a donut again, you should unsubscribe, because I make this channel to help you navigate your diabetes journey and achieve perfect blood sugars. And you can't do that with donuts, period. But let me show you some more diabetes friendly items I bought today and that I almost always buy when I go grocery shopping. Let's go. And let's look at some snack food first, because everyone likes snacking. Item number 2 on my list was beef jerky. It is definitely a go-to snack for me because I really like meat. And jerky is great because you don't need to spend any time preparing it, you can take it anywhere and it won't spike your blood sugars. I mean, it will, but not as much as other similar snacking options. Today I found 3 kinds of jerky in the store. I always take the original with only 5 carbs per portion. Teriyaki and sweet and hot have over 7 carbs per portion because the marinade used for these two has more added sugar. Item number 3 and another go-to snack for me are nuts. Nuts are really good for you if you're a diabetic, especially the ones that are not salted. Packed with healthy fats, fiber and protein. And they are a great source of many important nutrients and antioxidants. But I'm not a doctor or nutrition specialist, so in this video I really don't want to talk about why nuts are good for you. I am doing this video to show you what kind of nuts I buy. So let's look at a few of my favorites. I love cashews, but they have 8 carbs per portion, so I don't really get them too often. Walnuts are better, only 3 carbs, but almonds have only 2 carbs and 4 grams of fiber. And there are 2 kinds of nuts that are even better for my blood sugars than almonds: macadamia and Brazil nuts. But you should go easy on those because macadamia are loaded with fat and Brazil nuts are loaded with selenium. Selenium can be dangerous when your body gets too much of it. Next I headed to the salty snacks section because item number 4 on my list, believe it or not, were some less healthy snacks. It's not something I necessarily recommend, but if you crave something less healthy, then low carb tortilla chips might be a really good option. And you can find all kinds of very low carb tortilla chips online, but today I was not in a specialized store, not some kind of healthy store. I was in a normal convenience store. And the best option I found here are these tortilla chips made of black beans with only 8 net carbs per portion. Much better than the usual tortilla chips that have 18 net carbs per portion. These black bean tortilla chips with guacamole make an awesome diabetes friendly snack, by the way. And I will put a link in the show notes to another video where I share my favorite guacamole recipe along with some other blood sugar friendly recipes if you want to check it out. Item number 5 on my list today was pasta. My wife and I love to eat pasta, so I really had to find some healthy low carb alternative because standard pasta spikes my blood sugar like crazy. The usual pasta is really high in carbs and really low in fiber. This one has over 60 net carbs per portion. But when you look at the labels, you will find some whole grain pasta options where you can get to 40 net carbs per portion or even lower. And it's not only about the carbs. The glycemic index of a whole grain pasta is much lower than the usual pasta, and your blood sugar will go up much slower when you eat it. Now, even if you get pasta with very low glycemic index, it will still spike your blood sugar. Not so fast, not so much, but it will. So I try to eat not so much pasta and complement it with other things like meat, non-starchy vegetables, cheese, cream, things like that. By the way, before we go to the grocery store, I usually think about what we will eat and what I will cook in the next few days, and I write a shopping list. I don't really like writing it, but if I do it, I end up buying a lot more blood sugar friendly items and a lot less crappy items that spike my blood sugar. And one great tool I use to create a shopping list is the Clinio app on my phone. This app has a huge database of really tasty diabetes friendly recipes, including some really good low carb options. All kinds of stir fries, really tasty salads, and even bacon sushi. The Clinio app can help you build your own blood sugar friendly meal plan as well. You just need to go through a quick questionnaire where you select what you like to eat, how many carbs, protein and fat you want to eat per day. After that you get a complete meal plan with instructions how to make each meal and with a shopping list that you can print out and head to the store. If you like to try this app, there is a link in the show notes which also gives you a 79% discount on your meal plan. Item number 6 on my list today were vegetables. And I like to go mostly for green and non-starchy vegetables. Things like broccoli, zucchini and green beans. These are really the best for my blood sugars. But I don't really avoid any vegetables because most vegetables are generally diabetes friendly. Item number 7 on my list today was meat. And if you're a vegan or vegetarian, just skip to item number 8. But any kind of meat is totally fine from the blood sugar standpoint. Meat doesn't have any carbs and it won't spike blood sugars. The ones I like to buy are those that are not processed but are easy to make, easy to prepare. Chicken breast for my Thai green curry, minced meat for this keto hamburger soup, or smoked salmon for these tasty cucumber bites. And I showed you how to cook all these meals on my channel, so check them out right after this video if you want to make them too. Item number 8 on my list today, which I like to put there quite often, were legumes. So things like lentils, beans, chickpeas and things like that. Now don't get me wrong, legumes contain carbohydrates. They're actually quite loaded with carbs. But those kinds of carbs are relatively slow to digest, so legumes will raise your blood sugar quite slowly and you will not see these sharp spikes to 200s and 300s, which we all hate. Item number 9 on my list was cheese. And we are in Switzerland, so cheese is something we have tons of here. We even have this fancy cheese section in the grocery store close to my place. And it's there because the cheeses need to be separated. They have such a beautiful strong cheese aroma. Hit like if you like stinky cheeses too. I love all kinds of cheese because they are very low in carbs, but my favorite cheese is probably feta cheese. There is hardly anything more tasty than a freshly made Greek salad with some feta cheese, olives and thyme. So we also need olives, and for a Greek salad these black Kalamata olives are the best. And you guessed it, they have exactly 0 carbs. Awesome for diabetics. Item number 10 on my list today was yogurt. And when buying yogurt we really need to read the label carefully. This plum yogurt has no added sugar and only 7 net carbs per portion. But this cherry yogurt has 22 net carbs. Quite a difference, isn't it? Now of course a natural yogurt with some fresh berries and nuts will always be more blood sugar friendly. So if you have time to make it, do it. Item number 11 on my list today were eggs. I have to admit that I probably eat way too much of eggs, but it's because they don't spike my blood sugar and they are so fast, versatile and easy to make. For breakfast with a slice of turkey ham or as a part of my number 1 favorite low carb meal, chicken and zucchini meatballs. Item number 12 on my list today were sweets. What? Sweets? For diabetics? Of course, because there are some nice blood sugar friendly options. And let's start with chocolate because here in Switzerland we have so many chocolate options. I always go for dark chocolate with high cacao content because typically the more cacao there is, the less carbs and the less sugar there is. Chocolate with 99% cacao has only 10 carbs and 1 gram of sugar for the whole package. And then it goes up. Chocolate with 85% cacao has 22 carbs, 15 grams of sugar. Chocolate with 70% cacao has 34 grams and 30 grams of sugar. And regular chocolate has 51 carbs, all sugar. If you ever buy a regular chocolate again, you know what you should do. Item number 13 on my list was frozen food. You can be almost sure that anything green you find in the freezer will be blood sugar friendly. But the one thing I always buy is frozen spinach. I love spinach because it has a lot of fiber and almost no carbs. So I feel like it almost works as a blood sugar spike brake when you add it in certain meals. Item number 14 on my list today was fruits. And I know that some fruits have really high glycemic index and will spike your blood sugar like crazy. But there are some like avocado or raspberries that are blood sugar friendly and super healthy. So click on this video and watch it next to find out what are my 5 top fruits to eat that will not spike your blood sugars. I will see you there. Ciao!